Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue with the next part of this chapter, excretion and osmoregulation. Structure of nephron or uriniferous tubule. Nephrons are structural and functional units of kidney. So structural, that means kidney made up of nephron, and kidney performs function with the help of nephrons only. So nephron is also known as uriniferous tubule. Each kidney consists about 1.2 millions of nephrons, and each nephron is two-walled coiled duct which is coiled in shape, lined by a single layer of epithelial cells which are helping to absorbing material, having length about 40 to 60 millimeter. Each nephron consists of 4 to 6 centimeter long thin walled tube called renal tubule and a bunch of capillaries which are present inside a cup like structure. So that bunch of capillary is known as glomerulus. The wall of the renal tubule is made up of single layer of epithelial cells for the absorption. Its proximal end is wide. Proximal means front end, starting end is wide and blind cup-like. Blind means which is closed, not open. Packed. Cup-like and is called Bowman's capsule. That cup-like structure is called Bowman's capsule. Whereas the distal end, another end, is open. The nephron is divisible into Bowman's capsule, neck, proximal convoluted tubule, that is PCT, loop of Henle, that is LOH, distal convoluted tubule, that is DCT, and collecting tubule, that is CT. The glomerulus is present in the cup-like cavity of Bowman's capsule, and both are collectively known as renal corpuscle or Malpighian body. So glomerulus is nothing but made up of glomerulus is capillary structure which is present in the cup-like cavity of Bowman's capsule, and they both together, that means glomerulus and Bowman's capsule together, are called renal corpuscle or Malpighian body. So Malpighian body or Malpighian capsule that we are going to study, it is double layered cup like structure present inside the renal cortex, which is formed by two parts, Bowman's capsule and glomerulus. Bowman's capsule is a double layered proximal blind end part. We can check here. There is presence of epithelial tissue. It is double layered proximal blind part of the nephron present inside the cortex part, which internally having glomerulus. The outer layer is known as parietal layer, while the inner layer is known as visceral layer. Parietal means at the periphery, and inner one which is thick one or the mass like structure which is visceral layer. The parietal layer is lined by flat squamous epithelial cells, while visceral layer is lined by modified epithelial tissues known as podocytes. This produces a foot-like processes and which come in close contact with the glomerulus. So these cells show small pores which are known as filtration site, useful for the process of ultrafiltration, where the blood is filtrated. In between the partial parietal layer and visceral layer of Bowman's capsule space is present, which is known as renal space or capsule space or urinary space. Next part, that is glomerulus. Inside the Bowman's capsule, very fine branches of renal artery gets enter known as the efferent arteriole. While from the Bowman's capsule, different arterioles come out. The afferent arteriole having large diameter than the efferent arteriole. In between afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole, there are mistakes in this note. Everywhere which is written different arteriole, which must be efferent arteriole. So in between afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole, a capillary network is produced inside the Bowman's capsule, which is known as glomerulus. Due to the change in the diameter of afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole, blood is filtered under the pressure. So blood is pressurized under these capillaries, and because of that it gets filtered, and this process is known as ultrafiltrate. That is ultrafiltration. Renal tubule. It is a long tubular coiled part of the nephron which extends from the cortex to medulla. So from the cortex of the kidney to the medulla of the kidney, and then back medulla to the cortex. It contains short neck and a long renal tubule. So neck part, it is narrow short part of nephron which is present in between the Malpighian body and renal tubule. These are lined by ciliated epithelial cells. Ciliated epithelial cells which actually helps the cell to perform the function of absorption. It is long tubular coiled part nephron mainly consists of proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubule, and collecting duct. Proximal convoluted tubule. It is anterior most part of the renal tubule present inside the cortex part of the tubule. It is internally lined by cuboidal epithelial cells with microvilli forming brush border and which increase the absorptive surface area. So cuboidal epithelial cells which forms microvilli for the absorption. So these cells internally contains large number of mitochondria which provide energy for active absorption. So the active absorption takes place in this way, like the energy which is produced by the mitochondria, and that's why the mitochondria are present in the proximal convoluted tubule cells. Loop of Henle. It is located in the medulla part of the kidney. It is a straight tube which shows descending limb. Descending means which going down. U-shaped hairpin and ascending limb. So it shows a descending limb, U-shaped hairpin, a downward part which is U-shaped, and ascending limb which coming up. Descending limb is permeable to water and impermeable to salts, while ascending limb is known as impermeable to water and permeable to salts. So loop of Henle is useful for the regulation of salt and water balance, like this, where the descending permeable for water and impermeable to salt, and ascending limb, a loop of Henle, the descending limb which is permeable to water, impermeable to salt, while ascending limb is impermeable to water, permeable to salt. So they are maintaining different water and salt concentration in our body, in the blood. Distal convoluted tubule. It is present in cortex part of the kidney. It is short, highly convoluted tubule. That is, it is lined by a cuboidal epithelium without microvilli. The distal convoluted tubule opens inside the collecting duct. So collecting duct where the urine is collected. Function: active absorption of sodium ions and passive reabsorption of chlorine ions. Tubular secretion of potassium hydrogen ions from blood into filtrate, and also maintenance of pH, that is acidity and basicity of the blood. Collecting tubule. It is distal terminal part of nephron lined by a brush border cuboidal epithelium. It opens into minor and major calyces and then into the renal pelvis, which open into the hilum, then the ureter. So collecting tubule which collects the urine lined by the brush border cuboidal epithelium, which opens into minor calyx, then major calyxes, and then renal pelvis, where it is continued to the ureter. So urine is passing from this way. Collecting tubules of many nephrons opens inside large collecting duct. So many collecting tubules are opens of many nephrons opens into the large collecting duct. Function: it helps in reabsorption of water from filtrate under the influence of ADH, the concentrates of urine. ADH, that is the hormone, antidiuretic hormone. Process or physiology of mechanism of urine formation. Urine formation is complex process completed in 3 steps: ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption, tubular secretion. First one, ultrafiltration. It is process in which blood gets filtered under pressure and the filtrate is produced. That means the water with so many salts, that is the filtrate, which is produced in this process, that is known as ultrafiltrate. That filtrate is known as ultrafiltrate. Inside the glomerulus, blood is carried by afferent arteriole and collected by efferent arteriole. So diameter of the afferent arteriole is more than the efferent arteriole. Hence, when blood is carried inside glomerulus, pressure is carried out on the blood due to such pressure that the blood without blood cells and blood proteins get filtrated inside the renal space. It is like we are maintaining or increasing the pressure of a pipe by putting a finger on the tip of the pipe, which will creates the pressure inside the pipe. Like that only, the diameter of the afferent arteriole is wide and efferent arteriole is narrow, which will create pressure inside the glomerulus. Here the amount of filtrate formed by the kidney per minute is known as glomerular filtration rate. That is about 125 ml per minute or 180 liter per day. The ultrafiltrate is due to glomerular filtration pressure, or glomerular filtration pressure is the difference between the glomerular hydrostatic pressure and sum of blood osmotic pressure and capsular hydrostatic pressure. So 125 ml per minute, 180 liter per day, this much ultrafiltrate is produced because of the glomerular filtration pressure. And this pressure is difference between the two, that is glomerular hydrostatic pressure and blood osmotic pressure plus capsular hydrostatic pressure. So NFT and GHP minus osmotic pressure plus corpuscular hydrostatic pressure. So NFT is equal to 55, that is into 30 plus 15. NFT is equal to 55 minus 45, that is 10 millimeter Hg. That is the pressure of the blood we can find out in the kidney. Selective absorption. Out of all the ultrafiltrate, about 99% of the filtrate is reabsorbed in the blood by active and passive transport. Active transport is a transport against the concentration gradient. That means from the higher to the lower by using ATP. Passive transport is a concentration gradient difference without using ATP. That is directly from the higher to the lower. When the efferent blood vessel comes outside the Bowman's capsule, it forms second capillary network around the renal tubule known as renal tubule. There is a mistake in this. There is a network around the renal tubule. So this is the exchange of useful substance from ultrafiltrate to the blood inside vasa recta. The proximal converted tubule selectively reabsorb glucose, amino acid and ions like potassium, calcium and chlorine. Distal converted tubule also selectively reabsorb potassium and chloride ions. Urea is reabsorbed because urea molecule is very small and tubules are partially permeable to it. Tubular secretion. It is also known as the active secretion of renal secretion. When the blood is filtered inside ultrafiltration process, all harmful substances are not removed. So all harmful substances which remains inside the blood when it enters in the vasa recta, they removed inside the renal tubule. Such harmful substances are potassium and hydrogen ions, creatinine, uric acid, penicillin, urea, ammonia. That such process is generally carried inside the distal converted tubule. So the absorption, so this secretion is not exactly the secretion, just again the removal of these harmful substances which are not removed by the ultrafiltration. So the absorption of water is controlled and some amount which is reabsorbed in the tubular reabsorption. So tubular secretion is nothing but a kind of secretion. It is a insertion of amount of urea and other waste material again in the urine. The absorption of water is controlled by ADH and absorption of salts is controlled by aldosterone. Calcium ion concentration is maintained by calcitonin and parathormone. Types of nephron. There are two types of nephrons in the human kidney: cortical nephrons with shorter loop of Henle, which extend very little in medulla. Most of the nephrons are cortical nephrons. Few nephrons have longer loop of Henle that runs deep in the medulla. So these are called the juxtamedullary nephrons. Juxtamedullary nephrons. Juxtaglomerular apparatus. Some smooth muscle cells of the cell wall of the afferent arteriole are modified in such a way that their sarcoplasm is granular, means thick. These cells are called juxtaglomerular cells, JG cells. In each nephron, beginning part of the DCT makes contact with the afferent arteriole of same nephron. Cells in the wall of DCT in the region are packed more densely than those in another region of DCT. So these are the packed region of DCT than the other one. So this is called the macula densa, where the cells are dense. So macula densa and JG cells together form juxtaglomerular apparatus, JGA, that plays important role in the blood pressure regulation within kidney. Composition of urine. Amount of urine produced is depends upon food and fluid consumed by the individual. About 1.2 to 1.5 liter of urine is produced per day. So urine is yellow in color due to presence of pigment urochrome. Urine contains 90% of water, 2% of electrolytes that are ions of salts, mainly chlorides, sulfates, phosphates, bicarbonates of sodium, potassium, ammonia, 2.6% urea, 0.3% of uric acid. Traces means little bit amount of creatinine, ammonia, some pigments, hormones that are the proteins, allantoin and hippuric acid. So these are the material which is found in the urine. Next part we are going to continue in the next video lecture. Thank you all of you.